James Hetfield of Metallica is probably most renowned for writing and performing many of the most memorable metal riffs, but we should never forget that his lyrics are also very carefully crafted. Here are 5 Metallica songs that show Hetfield's skills as a lyricist. Number 1. Disposable Heroes from the Master of Puppets album. This is an anti-war song that features classic thrash metal. The repeated line "back to the front" shows that Hetfield is not opposed to a bit of wordplay. The phrase "back to the front" is obviously an order from generals for soldiers to return to the front lines where the action is hottest.
Back to the front. Back to the front.
But the phrase carries other meanings. The English term "back to front" also means things are backwards. It could mean wearing an item of clothing backwards or doing a task the wrong way around. Hence the order "back to the front" is a stupid backwards order that the general should not give. Thirdly, the line carries the punning idea that soldiers should stand with their back to the front, or rather that they should face their enemies with their backs, meaning that they will get shot in their backs. That is, back to front. Is it the enemy on the battlefield who kills them, or the generals behind them who sent them to die? No matter which way they turn, someone will shoot them in the back. Hence, Hetfield sings.
You coward, you servant, you blind man.
Number 2. Blackened. This song opens "And Justice for All," and it has been said that the primary riff was a Jason Newsted composition that Hetfield then developed into Blackened. The song is about the destruction of the earth, and at the outset speaks of a nuclear winter.
Blackened in the air, winter ripples sand, throwing on your sea into obscurity.
Released in 1988, the song seems more relevant than ever as the threat of nuclear holocaust looms again and the impending devastation wrought by climate change is closer than ever. When Hetfield sings of our mother dying, meaning the earth, a dark passion is carried on his voice. It is a brilliant lyric and an awesome delivery.
See our mother put to death. See our mother die.
Number 3. Until It Sleeps. This was the first single released from the Load album and speaks of trying to deal with internal anguish and pain. It begins with the line, "Where do I take this pain of mine?" The particular pain is not identified, but is described as being ever present.
I run, but it stays right by my side.
Someone very close to me lost a child and immediately identified with the sentiments of the song. This, I think, is the strength of Until It Sleeps. People who suffer pain, loss, illness, and grief can relate because the lyrics come from a real place in Hetfield's psyche. Our pain stays with us always, as the song says. And yet that which sleeps can awaken at any moment. Number 4. The Day That Never Comes. The Day That Never Comes is found on the Death Magnetic album and is about an abusive relationship, possibly between a father and a son. There appears to be physical violence. For example, he hits the flesh, you hit the ground.
Mouth so full of lies, tend to block your eyes.
There is one line in particular that I would like to highlight. It is a moment in the song where the victim shows resilience. God, I'll make them pay. Take it back one day.
I'll end this day. I'll splatter color on this gray.
I'll splatter color on this grey. There is an ambiguity here. The word splatter evokes violence, as though the abused will strike back, paying back the abuser blow for blow, colouring the situation with the abuser's blood. More than this, though, the abused looks forward to a time when he will convert the grey of his current experience into a life of colour and vibrance, painting a new canvas, as it were, when the abuser is no more. I'll splatter colour on this grey. This is the day of freedom from the abuse referred to in the song. This is the day. Number 5, Here Comes Revenge. Here Comes Revenge on Hardwired to Self-Destruct has a strong and dark riff that is the backbone of the song. It is the first verse that is lyrically the strongest. It functions to frame the meaning of the lyrics throughout the song. Revenge is personified in the first person as something primal that has always been. I've been here since dawn of time. Countless hatreds built my shrine. I was born in anger's flame. He was Abel. I was Cain.
I am here, I'm hell unbound. Put your kingdom to the ground.
Revenge is not glorified, but is associated with all that is not virtuous. Hatred, anger, the murderous Cain rather than Abel, and hell itself. Contrary to what one might think, this is an anti-revenge song, and this is made evident in these opening lines. 5 songs that show the depth of Hetfield's lyrical proficiency. There are so many other examples. What Metallica songs have meant something to you? Thanks for listening. Peace always, and stay well.